Hey guys, we are getting ready to do some making today. So like I said, you're going to have the option to draw or make for your pre-K lesson every week. So today you can use a paper plate and a paper bag and a black marker, glue, and scissors, and we're going to make an emu. Hopefully you got to watch the Edward the Emu video. It's such a funny story. I love watching Edward and Edwina find each other at the end of that story. So I'm going to show you how to make the emu starting from the paper plate. So first we have to cut the paper plate in half. So we're just going to cut straight across our paper plate. And then half of your paper plate becomes your body. And then we need to make the parts for our emu and put feathers on this and all of that. So the paper bag is what we're going to do next. So I want you to cut. And this might be something your adults around you help you with. I want you to cut some of your paper bag out. So I'm just going to cut a piece of it. So this again, like I said, you might want to have an adult help you, or you could just use a piece of construction paper too. I'm using a paper bag because I like to reuse things. So I just cut a piece of paper bag off. And then with that, I'm going to tear it into little pieces. And tear them up, lots and lots of little pieces, and keep going until you have a whole pile of little pieces. So I just took a little break. My son is making a paper plate emu too with me next to me. So he might peek in here and there. And I made a whole bunch of these scraps, right? So I tore that whole piece up, and now I'm ready to glue them on my paper plate. So I've got my paper plate, and I'm going to have it so it's the round side out. I'm going to put that glue stick glue all over it. And once I've got glue stick glue all over it, I take these torn pieces and I stick them on. So those are my emu feathers all over my emu body. So I'm going to cover it up, right? So you keep going until it's all covered. So I'm going to pause. You can pause and finish that part, and then we'll do the next step. So now my emu's body is all covered in those brown paper bag torn feathers. And I'm going to make a emu's neck and head. So I'm going to use the paper bag again and find a spot of it. And emus have long, curvy necks. So I'm going to take my emu's neck. Just a second. My son just made some noises here in the background. Milo, can you wait, please? So he's doing science experiments for his e-learning, and he just started a snap circuit. So I'm going to make a curvy line here. And that's my emu's head. So I just cut a curvy, long, skinny head. So I want to glue that onto my paper plate like this so it sticks out one side on the top. So I'm going to pause and do that, and then I'll show you what that looks like. So I had cut out that neck, and I glued it kind of right behind my paper plate. So it sticks up to the top. And then the next thing I need to do is make the emu's head, which is just a circle. And I have the other half of my paper plate still here. So I'm going to cut a circle out of this.
You can just follow the line on the paper.
No, because it's smaller. And then I've got a circle that I cut out of that extra paper plate. And I'm going to glue that onto the neck, right? So we're going to add that on. So I'll pause and do that. So now my emu has a head and a neck and a feathery body, and we need to add a couple more things to finish it off. It still needs legs, eyes, a beak, and I think that covers it pretty well. So we're going to go with that. So I'm going to grab my paper bag, and you can do a couple of things. One is if your paper bag has a handle, you can take the handle off. I know a lot of our paper bags have handles. And this you might be able to glue on, but you might have to have a grown-up help you staple it or tape it because it might not stick with the glue stick. But you're going to stick it on so it kind of hangs down. So you can use your paper bag handle as your legs. You can see my emu's legs are hanging down with my paper bag handle. Again, you can either staple it with a grown-up or you can glue stick it. It's just going to take a little time for it to stick. So I'm going to glue stick mine on, and then we're going to add our feet. You can do it in your own time because I'm also taking pictures. All right. Okay, and so all right, so now I have my feet stuck on, or my legs stuck on, not my feet yet, and I have my neck, my head, my body. So all of my parts to my emu are there except for the last details. So for the last details, I'm going to make feet and a beak, and then I'll add an eye with my marker. So everybody can pause, and I'll show you the shapes we cut out for that. So make sure you have your paper bag. And once you have your paper bag, you're going to cut these shapes. I'm going to make my feet kind of like triangles. So I'm going to try to cut out 2 triangles. 1 triangle and 2 triangles. So I have 2 triangles, and my beak is a triangle too. So I'm going to make a triangle for the beak. All right, so there's my triangle for the beak. So now I have a triangle that's smaller for the beak and 2 bigger ones for the feet. And here's how I do the feet. I fold them over, and then I put glue on the inside of it, and then I wrap that around my paper bag strip. And so then once that's folded over, I've got this little foot on the bottom for my emu. And then I can do the same thing with the other one. I fold it in half. So I've got a place to wrap it, and then I put some glue on the inside of that. Fold it around those handles from my paper bag. And now I've got a head to add my beak to. So my beak is just a little bit of glue right here in the corner. And my finishing touch is to take and add an eye. So I'm going to make a dot. And then a bigger circle around that. And so I've got an eye on there too. So now I have my cool emu ready to hang or play with or whatever you need to do. So I hope you had fun making an emu with me today.